What's going on? YouTube, listen up, young elder gang. This is Ted Strokes at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Fam, I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes in this video. You will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth, keep in mind this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only, and does not constitute legal advice or create an attorney-client relationship. You should not act upon any information on this video without seeking the advice of a competent attorney for your specific situation. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. At the very top of the United States legal system stands the Supreme Court, the highest and most powerful court in the nation. Its imposing building in Washington, D.C. is a symbol of justice and authority, representing the final word on the country's most important legal questions. Established by Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution, the Supreme Court was designed to ensure that federal laws are interpreted and applied consistently across all 50 states. This foundational role helps maintain unity and fairness in the American legal system. The court is made up of 9 justices, 1 Chief Justice, and 8 Associate Justices. Each is nominated by the President and must be confirmed by the Senate. Once confirmed, justices serve lifetime appointments, a unique feature meant to insulate them from political influence and allow them to make decisions based solely on the law and Constitution. The Supreme Court has the power to choose which cases it will hear each year, often selecting those that raise significant constitutional questions, such as issues involving free speech, equal protection, or the limits of government authority. This selective process allows the court to focus on cases that have the greatest impact on American society. When the Supreme Court issues a decision, that ruling becomes binding precedent for all other courts in the country. These decisions not only resolve individual disputes, but also shape the interpretation of laws and the direction of American society for generations. Above its grand entrance, the words "equal justice under law" are engraved, a powerful reminder of the court's mission to provide fairness and equality to every citizen, regardless of background or status. Throughout history, the Supreme Court's landmark rulings have ended racial segregation, protected the right to vote, expanded civil liberties, and defined the limits of government power. Its decisions have often sparked national debate and driven social change. As the final arbiter of the law, the Supreme Court safeguards the delicate balance of power among the branches of government and protects the fundamental rights of all Americans, ensuring that justice prevails in the nation's most critical moments. While the Constitution created the Supreme Court, it left much of the federal court system structure to Congress. Congress built the rest of the federal judiciary, shaping how justice is administered nationwide. The Judiciary Act of 1789 established district courts, the trial courts, and circuit courts, or courts of appeals, laying the foundation for today's system. District courts handle federal trials. There are 94 across the country, serving local communities. Circuit courts review appeals, ensuring the law was applied correctly and consistently in each case. Congress also created specialized courts, like the U.S. Court of Federal Claims and bankruptcy courts, to address unique legal matters. This network ensures federal laws are enforced and disputes resolved fairly, all under the Supreme Court's careful supervision. Congress's design keeps the federal judiciary robust, adaptable, and responsive to the nation's evolving needs. Most legal disputes in America are actually handled by state courts, not federal ones. Every day, thousands of people walk through the doors of their local courthouses to resolve issues big and small. Each state operates its own independent court system, shaped by its unique laws and traditions. This means that the rules and procedures can vary widely from one state to another. State courts have broad jurisdiction, covering everything from minor traffic tickets and landlord-tenant disputes to major criminal trials and complex family law matters. They are the first stop for most legal problems. Their structure often mirrors the federal system, with trial courts at the base, appellate courts in the middle, and a state Supreme Court at the top. This hierarchy helps ensure that cases are reviewed fairly and thoroughly. The names of these courts may differ. New York's highest court, for example, is called the Court of Appeals, but their functions are remarkably similar across the country. State trial courts handle the vast majority of cases, with specialized courts for family matters, probate issues, or small claims. These courts are where most people experience the justice system firsthand. If someone disagrees with a decision, appeals can move up to intermediate appellate courts, and ultimately, to the state Supreme Court for a final review. State Supreme Courts have the final say on interpreting state law and constitutions, making decisions that can impact millions of residents. This creates a parallel judicial universe, operating alongside the federal courts, each with its own authority, rules, and impact on everyday life. Legal cases begin in trial courts, where facts are determined and evidence is presented. Judges oversee trials and juries often decide the outcome. The result is a verdict or judgment, but losing parties can appeal. Appellate courts don't hold new trials, they review the trial record for legal errors. Lawyers submit briefs and may argue before a panel of judges. If errors are found, the appellate court can reverse or remand the case. If not, it affirms the decision. This multi-level process ensures accuracy and fairness. Appeals provide a check on trial courts and correct mistakes. The system reinforces public trust in justice. The Supreme Court's greatest power is judicial review, the authority to declare laws or executive actions unconstitutional. This unique power sets the Supreme Court apart from other branches of government, giving it the final say on what the Constitution truly means. This power, established in 1803 through the landmark case Marbury v. Madison, makes the court the guardian of the Constitution, ensuring that no law or executive act can override the nation's founding principles. Judicial review acts as a crucial check on Congress and the President, ensuring that all branches of government stay within constitutional limits and do not exceed their authority. The court's decisions have a profound impact on American society, shaping issues from free speech and civil rights to voting rights and equality under the law. Justices serve for life, insulated from political pressure, which allows them to make principled decisions based on law and justice, rather than shifting public opinion or political trends. The court hears only a small fraction of the thousands of cases appealed to it each year, focusing on those with national significance or where lower courts have issued conflicting rulings. At least 4 justices must agree to hear a case, a process known as granting certiorari, which ensures that only the most important legal questions reach the court. By resolving these conflicts, the Supreme Court ensures a uniform interpretation of federal law across the country, maintaining consistency and fairness in the legal system. It stands as the nation's ultimate legal authority, safeguarding the Constitution and upholding the rule of law for all Americans. Each state's Supreme Court is the highest authority on state law and constitutions. Their decisions on state law are final. Unless a federal issue is involved, the U.S. Supreme Court cannot intervene. State Supreme Courts interpret state constitutions, sometimes granting broader rights than the U.S. Constitution. Their rulings shape public policy, from education to criminal justice. They also oversee the state's judicial system, set court rules, and regulate the legal profession. Justices are selected by appointment, election, or merit-based systems, reflecting each state's values. Regardless of selection, they wield significant power as guardians of state law. State Supreme Courts are vital to justice at the local level. America's dual court system, federal and state, reflects its federalist structure. Federal courts handle cases involving the Constitution, federal laws, and interstate disputes. State courts address most legal matters, from family law to criminal cases. Over 90% of cases are heard in state courts. Sometimes cases can be filed in either system. This is concurrent jurisdiction. State Supreme Court decisions can be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court only if a federal question is involved. This interaction ensures state laws align with national principles. Together, federal and state courts form a complex but effective web of justice, protecting rights and resolving disputes nationwide.